Let's judge these banned cards and see if they're worthy of being pulled off the list or not. Hey there folks, and welcome back to another installment of Can This Card Be Unbanned? So far, not a single card qualifies to be unbanned in its current form, but it could happen soon. Or even with changes. But anyways, I don't believe there's anything else I want to cover for today beforehand. So let's jump right into our little stack. So the first card is Black Dragon. So Black Dragon is a level 8 Earth Rock effect monster, and its effect states that it cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 Earth monsters from your hand and or graveyard. Rock monsters you control cannot be destroyed except by battle. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add up to 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand, whose total levels equal 8. You can only use this effect of Black Dragon once per turn. Now, the main reason why Black Dragon was banned was due to a little archetype called Adamantipator. And the main goal for Adamantipator, or at least one of them, was to get out their Synchro monsters. Because their regular, normal monsters were low-level effect monsters. All of them classified as rock monsters, even though they weren't. Cards such as Adamantipator, Risen Dragite, or Adamantipator, Risen Raptite. For those who want to know the effects, I'll leave links to those cards in the description below. But Black Dragon has no inherent protection, so any cards that bounce monsters to your hand from the field, such as emergency evacuation device, that works perfectly. Cards like Effect Veiler, Skill Drain do affect it because it's not unaffected by card effects. Also, cards that flip it face down, like Floodgate Trap Hole, that also works on it. So that actually negates the destruction protection from your other monsters. Now, beyond that, can this card be unbanned? Honestly, there would have to be a big an errata for it to be even considered to be unbanned, and that would be to add the text: you cannot summon the cards added from your deck from this effect. And I don't know, maybe it can be put to 1 copy, but beyond that, I'm not sure if Adamantipator is still played. I know some other archetypes are still played widely. So yeah. If it still is, I would say no. If it's not, then maybe, but only at 1 copy. So this is more of a situational kind of change for this card. So yes, but like I said, the main reason why Black Dragon was banned was because of Adamantipator. So yes. With that talked about, let's go to the next one, which is Cyberstein. So Cyberstein is a level 2 Dark Machine effect monster, and hopefully most or all of you know about this card. Its effect, for those who don't know, is you can pay 5,000 life points. Special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck in attack mode. This one at the beginning was not that good because the pool of fusion monsters wasn't that great. And then you got cards like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And then it started getting really damn good. So they had to ban it because the fusion monsters ended up getting much better. And the fusion monsters also didn't have specific requirements. Like it had to be special summoned first through fusion. Stuff like that. Nowadays, I could still see it being banned under its normal effect, its original effect. For it to get unbanned, it would have to be errataed to where it cannot attack, cannot be tributed for a link play. And I think that's about it in terms of like hitting the major things. Because for Synchro, you have to have exact numbers. For Overlay, you have to have duplicates of the same number. Well, you could probably throw in tribute for Ritual Monster, but Ritual Monsters aren't widely played as much as they used to. So, it's another one of those situational things. If it did get an errata, barring the fusion monster from being tributed for a tribute monster or a link play, it would still be situational. So it's a maybe on that one too. In its normal, unchanged form, definitely no. It's still too good. So, yeah. Anyways, with that mentioned, talked about, let's talk about the third one. And the third card for today is Dandelion. And Dandelion is a level 3. It's a level 3 Earth Plant effect monster. And its effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, special summon 2 Fluff tokens. Plant type Wind, level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. In defense mode. These tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon during the turn they are special summoned. Right away, I can see why it eventually got banned. So when they included Link monsters for the first time, Dandelion was a big enabler for multiple Link climbing monsters, especially when it had 2 be brought to the field. And technically, it's not really a tribute, it's more of a link off, but I don't know if they really do consider it tribute, but it's, I believe it was still used that way, where they would link off the 2 level 1s to Link Karibo or Ling Karibo, and then they would go into a Link 2, like Link Spider. So, yes. Now, for this one to be unbanned, they would have to errata Dandelion to include the effect of these tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon or used for a link play. Now, why did I not include Synchro or Overlay? I believe I mentioned this in the last video with the level 1 stuff with Gofu the Vague Shadow. There aren't too many widely impressive rank 1 monsters for anything to be worth mentioning. There was one from the anime, but that was really specific in how it was used. So, yeah. Now, if they did errata it to exclude link summons, I can see this being unbanned at maybe 1 copy. Since you're already getting 2 extra bodies on the field, 1 is enough for this to not be too much of a problem. So, yeah, this is, yes, but I would see it at only 1 copy. So, yeah. But, yeah. With errata, yes, I can see this being taken off the ban list. Without the errata, no, it stays, because link monsters are here to stay as well. And with that, let's go to the last card for today, which is Jin, Releaser of Rituals. So, Jin, Releaser of Rituals, is a level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster. And its effect is when you ritual summon a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monsters required for the ritual summon. If a player ritual summons using this card, the other player cannot special summon while that ritual monster is face up on the field. Now, this was banned during the era where ritual monsters were still rampant, and nowadays you don't really see ritual monsters being used as much. Heck, you just recently saw Gate Guardian re-emerge from the bowels of hell. So, but in terms of this card, if it was unbanned in its current form, I can see a bunch of decks using ritual monsters, especially like the better ritual monsters. So, to get this unbanned, if there was a way to errata Jin, Releaser of Rituals, honestly, I don't know if there really is a good, solid way to errata the effect to make it playable without it being too good. The one thing I will mention is that it does not have inherent protection of any sort. So any back row or anything pop, anything destruction, anything effect negating, anything that can banish it from the graveyard, any sort of bounce card works. But that does kill a bunch of decks before you actually deal with the problem. Honestly, I'm going to have to say no. Even trying to say it needs an activation, it's just on the field, so no. For this one, before I have like a headache or anything, I have to really think about it. Yeah, I don't see Jin, Releaser of Rituals, being unbanned anytime soon because of it having protection passed on to someone else or a different monster. So, yeah. And that's going to do it for today. We have a couple potentials, and if they actually errated one of them, an actual yes. So, yeah. But that's going to do it for me today. Next time we will start going into the E's. I went through 3 different letters back to back to back. Yeah. But until next time, folks, we will start off with Eclipse Wyvern. So, yes. Until then, goodbye.